Hello, you more than 3,000 amazing legends and the 82% that have yet to subscribe. Today, we're going to be having a little look at the Nova Open previews. Yes, they have happened, and we've got some cool stuff, and we have roadmaps. So yes, last night, Games Workshop did the Nova Open previews. I was going to be meant to be live streaming it and doing a watch along, but unfortunately I had to go into work, so I didn't get to do it. So sad times. And it looked like a really good show, apart from a few things. But anyway, we're going to have a little look at it and a little talk about it. But first things first, what we'll do is we'll jump into and do the Stormcast, because the Stormcast are obviously the big ticket item, and then we'll have a little look at them. That's right, the Stormcast Eternals have finally been previewed after the Skaven got their little 15 seconds in the sun. And as you can imagine, we've got some really cool stuff. So Adam's obviously talking about it, but first things first, we've got this guy, Iridian the Witness, and this model is absolutely stunning. Like, it really is stunning. Look at that. So a new character on a big griffin. I really love the griffin. I think it looks really, really nice. The whole sort of pose of it is really, really good. Like, I really like it. The axe is quite nice. I really like the aesthetics that they're going with the new Stormcast. Very impressed with this. I was on my break when this went live, and I was like sort of looking at it on social media, like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. I love the fact that the griffin actually has a hood on. It's really, really cool. So yeah, really impressed with this model. Very, very cool. Can't wait to see its rules. But obviously this is a dual kit, so you've got the character, which is what this one is, and then we're going to have the normal version, which is the unnamed version, which is this one, which is the Lord of Vigilance on the big giant griffin, and it's very, 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 very cool. And obviously you can see it's got a couple of options there. I really quite like this, actually. It's a very cool model. And a couple of people have also pointed out that, yeah, it's a female, another female leader on a character, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. And if that annoys you, you're going to really hit the next model as well. But I do quite like this. Paint job on this is beautiful. I love the transitions in the feathers. Absolute cracking model, and definitely will be picking one of these giant chickens, because we like big chickens here. So, as I said in my other video, we're going to be getting a Lord Celestant in Thunderstrike armor, and here we have a Lord Celestant in Thunderstrike armor with a number of weapon options. We've got sword and hammer and shield, and we've got fist and hammer, which is probably the most metal of poses I've seen. It's not like, it's like, here's my hammer, here's my fist, right in your face. So it's really cool. Yeah, really nice model. As to be expected. We kind of knew this was coming, because, the new model was kind of sort of shown in the AOS game, as it Realms of Ruin. So, yeah, kind of expected that one. Next up, we have a Lord Relictor on foot. Now, this was obviously always going to happen, because Ionis is now on a dragon, and the model for the Relictor, Lord Relictor that we had, is not really a Lord Relictor, and we didn't really have a Lord Relictor. So it makes sense that they're going to replace that with one. This is a beautiful model. I really like that. It's a chaplain of the Stormcast Eternals. The details on this are really, really cool. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this model is probably going to be used for quite a few Space Marine conversions for chaplains, because it's really quite good. There's some really cool little parts there. So yeah, really quite nice. And that's not all. And obviously we get the Lord Terminus, a new one. So this model is currently a part of the Skaventide box. You get him on the sprue. I think there's him, there's the Knight Questorus, and there's the 3 Reclusians. And obviously, as I said, we'll probably get a new miniatures for these, or this one will be, sold separately. So here he is in his new pose. It's really quite nice. It's a really cool looking model. He gets his own little dude, and he has a couple of weapon options, which is really cool, which means new war scroll for this bad boy. So he's going to have a sword or an axe, which is quite nice to see. This is a really cool model. I like this guy. He's very, very nice. Even though I do like the other one with the axe in front of him, I would definitely pick this one up to paint because I quite like that sort of dynamic striking pose that he has. And quite partial to a big-ass sword. Obviously, multi-part kit of the Reclusians. This was always going to happen. So yeah, you know, three new guys, axe and shield, and as I said as well, we're going to be getting a two-handed version as well, which would be really, really cool. So yeah, I like that as well. They're really quite nice. I'm pretty sure that this was kind of leaked in sort of a video about the Skaventide board at Warhammer World. I'm pretty sure in one of the little quick snippets there was a picture of one of these. Now, it could have been a kit bash version, but I'm pretty sure that this is what this was. It was one of these guys. Love this guy's head with his little goatee and his little thing engraved in his head. So yeah, pretty sweet. And then that's not all. Then we get the Storm Strike Paladors. Now, people are arguing here, are these a replacement or are they to go alongside the other ones? I'm going to say that these are replacement, people. They're different weapon options, but this is probably going to be a multi-part kit, and the role of the Palador might just change. Maybe they are the same name. These guys are the Stormstrike Paladors. The other unit are the Stormstrike Paladors. They mentioned the preemptive shock cavalry. So, you know, you might just find that you're just going to get a new war scroll with these completely. But we'll see in soon when we actually get to see these. These are beautiful. I really love the robes, the cloth on these. I'm really digging this, actually. I'm really quite liking the aesthetics that they're going down with the Stormcast. Yeah, my personal passion project of painting up a Stormcast Eternal Army is looking very good with some of this new stuff. So yeah, very happy indeed. And obviously we've got a couple of other ones. We've got obviously them with lances here, and swords and lances, which is kind of cool. So yeah, nice. So, and cavalry is a big thing in Age of Sigmar. Maybe the shootier version that we've got now will stay, maybe, but I've got a feeling that these guys are going to be instinctively better than the others. And then we have this, the Storm Reach Portal. So the Stormcast Eternals are now getting a terrain feature. So this is basically, the Stormcast Eternals prefer to arrive in battle from the heavens upon blinding bolts of light, but some campaigns require a less bombastic approach to reinforcements. Storm Reach portals are prefabricated structures much like a Sigmarite strongpoint, but instead of fortifications, they are magical gateways connected to the complex system of star bridges, all ultimately connected to the Sigma Abulumium. The Games Workshop was making words up now. The God King's seat of power. Reinforcements can reliably march to battle from these gates, and other forces can be quickly recovered and redeployed. So, pretty cool. Basically, it's a big, giant sort of gateway, and it looks very nice. I like that a lot. And obviously, we've got the Battle Tome itself, which is really nice to see. Nice new front cover with the Reclusians on the front, and the Collector's Edition, and we can kind of get to see some of the stats there, but we've already seen all that stuff, so no point of really trying to delve into that. None of it has changed. And then let's jump into the roadmap, shall we? The roadmap. One of the biggest things I will say about this entire preview is they hyped up these roadmaps. And this is what the roadmap is. And I think this is one of the roadmaps with the most, at least, amount of information on it I've ever seen. So, roadmap for 2024. So far, a new edition has come out, which we already know, so why are they telling us that in a roadmap? Still to come. So, battle tomes include Skaven, Stormcast Eternals, and Slaves to Darkness. Cool. Right. So we know that what the first 3 battle tomes are going to be. Skaven's going to be first, Stormstrike Externals, and then Slaves to Darkness. That's cool. And then beyond, even more to come in 2025. Like, why are you not telling us? Why are we not? Why have they changed the format for the roadmaps where we can't see what's coming up until next year? Really silly. Then in 2025, all factions. So all factions are apparently getting something, right? Spearhead Destruction, Oruk Warclans, and Gloomspike gets Spearhead boxes. So new boxes for those. Great. And then Death. More Death to be announced soon. Army boxes and Spearheads. So currently in id 40k, every faction that's getting a new codex is basically getting an army box release. So this basically kind of confirms that Age of Sigmar is also going to be getting that treatment. So the Skaven, before it comes out, will more than likely get an army box. Stormcast Eternals, the same. Slaves of Darkness, exactly the same. Potentially with something new in it or whatever. Potentially, maybe. We'll see what they're going to be doing. But yeah, these faction, these roadmaps are not great. But we will jump in and have a little look at the others. So that is the Stormcast Eternal part. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at some of the other stuff that turned up in the video. So next up we have the Warhammer 40k previews. And if you were actually getting hyped and expected to see something, then you were sadly mistaken. The only thing that Warhammer 40k actually got was a roadmap. That is it. So for a roadmap of 2024 so far, it gives a list of what has come out. And yeah, again, these roadmaps are not great. So far we've had a new edition of 40k. That was last year. Rollout of, so it wasn't even roadmap for 2024. So they've actually put in the new edition for 40k, which didn't come out until last year, which was 2023. But apparently it's on the 2024 roadmap. We've got loads of great factions: Adaptus Sororitas, Adaptus Custodes, Orcs, and Adaptus Mechanicus. Data Sleep releases, updates to rule points. So this is naff. Still to come, right? So still to come for 40k. So all you 40k fans, you're getting excited. Here we go. Still to come this year, right? Such a lot of things happening in 24. It's a time to take a broad watch the balance. Enjoy the Warhammer Championships of Warhammer. Blood Angels are at the end of the year. So there's nothing for 40k related coming out for the rest of this year. Okay? It's everything else. And then beyond, even more to come in 2025. So in 2025, we've got 3 codexes that they've basically said. Okay? Astra Militarum, and that is a picture of a Death Corp of Krieg. So we're probably going to assume that this is the rumors of the Death Corps of Krieg plastic. Expansion upon the Kill Team stuff is coming, which makes sense because a lot of the things from Forge World are turning into plastic as they discontinue it. So the Death Corps of Krieg stuff, which is a big army on Forge World, or used to be on Forge World when it existed, makes sense that that's going to become plastic, and this kind of is hinting heavily at Death Corps of Krieg for plastic. The Eldari, really, really cool. And then Imperial Knights. And then we have more codexes, big names, special chaos treats. Now, I'm going to put that down to the special chaos treats being the Emperor's Children, so kind of soft confirm that they're coming next year, which we kind of already knew. So yeah, again, this is 40k, really, really not amazing. But yeah, that's not too bad. But that's it, that's not all. We have more roadmap. Warhammer, the Old World, has a roadmap. And let's delve into this wondrous picture of knowledge, if you can call it that. So, today we can reveal 2 factions, next two factions for the up-and-coming Old World in 2025, Empire Man and High Elves. So the High Elves and Empire Man are coming out next year, right? And so we're also getting, so again, roadmap for what we're getting. So far, we've had the launch of the Old World. Yes, that launched at the very beginning of the year. The long-awaited return of beloved factions. Not all of them. Still to come, there's still to come Dwarven mountain holds take their fields of battle once more. Well, I got a feeling that this was created before the pre-orders of the dwarves happened, because that's already happened, and the Warriors of Chaos have already just happened on pre-order. So yeah, that's already happened. So this roadmap is already out of date. Classic Games Workshop, before it even got onto the preview, and beyond, even more to come in 2025. So in 2025, we have the Empire of Men and Elves are coming next year, and more factions. So more factions, I would imagine, is going to be the Beastmen and the Wood Elves, because they're the last two, I believe, that need to be done after these two. Army boxes, obviously more army boxes, heroes, plastics, metal, and resin. So there's a couple of little snippets in here that they kind of mention, all right? So one of the things is, next up is the Empire Man, bringing with them a host of returning plastics, metal, and resin, as well as a collection of totally new models, and an arcane journal bursting with good stuff, and you get your good old new loyal ready. And obviously the High Elves. So there was a little sort of return. Look forward to the Warhammer preview in the near future, when we'll be able to hitch you up to your war wagons and see some of the new returning Empire kits. So they're going to be start previewing the Empire stuff very, very soon, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so at least two new factions next year, Empire and High Elves. I'd be highly surprised if we don't see the Wood Elves and the Beastmen next year as well. And then I think that would pretty much round out everything, I believe. So Chaos, so the bad guys have already had a Chaos, an Orcs and Goblins, and then you've gonna have, and what is the other one? Yeah, what is the other one? Yeah, can't remember. So there's Beastmen, and then there's another bad guy faction. I'm pretty sure there's 4 bad guy factions. But either way, it should pretty much finish off. So they're not going to get the full release out for the full game until next year, which is a bit sad, but yeah. But either way, some new stuff, and we'll look forward to seeing what the Empire brings. Next up, the Horus Heresy. Now, this is an interesting one, because I expected to see some pretty cool teasers here, and this was a massive letdown as well. So basically, nothing. No new kits, basically. No TV, no teasers. So basically, what they've basically said is, leading the charge will be long sought after weapon kits. Like, hopefully that is the close combat weapon kits, which we'll be revealing in the coming weeks, which hopefully is the close combat weapon weeks. Beyond that, 2025 will bring more tanks, new plastic weapon options for existing walkers for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. So, weapon upgrade kits for the Contemptors and Leviathans. But the roadmap is pretty abysmal. What we've had so far, which is quite a lot, still to come. The Mechanicus continues to deploy across the battlefields of the Horus Heresy. Other factions lurk, waiting for the preferred moment to strike. Other factions. What could the other factions be, I wonder? Maybe it's actually the long-awaited Praetor models for the legions, the 5 legions that don't have any yet, and beyond. And then next year, starting starts something new every month. Tanks, more tanks, and then more in Legis Imperialis for the obviously epic version as well. So, you know, they're kind of incorporating epic into the Heresy as well, which is a bit sad. So, miniature reveals for the Horus Heresy and Legion Imperialis are set to become much more frequent, though, because next month brings the long-awaited return to Horus Heresy Thursday. Yay! And we will get sneak peeks and advanced intel on new characters, consoles, and other curiosities. And there's more to see in other Warhammer game systems. Excellent. So, what does this mean? What does this mean? So, new characters. Hopefully, this means we'll actually get the Praetors for the legions that miss. I don't play the Horus Heresy anymore, and one of the main reasons is I'm just sick of waiting for things that should be here that are not. And you know what? If I have to wait a few years before it only finally comes out, fine, I'll cover the game then. But I'm having a lot of fun playing Warhammer 40k, collecting an army I want because I can, because it's there, ready, available. It really annoys me that they don't have the basics out yet. Throwing tanks out left, right, and centre is cool, but get the basic troops out, get the basic upgrades out, get the basic the Praetors and things for the other legions out. You know, cover the basics, and then start coming out with the cool stuff afterwards. But yeah, rant over. But yeah, cool. Horus Heresy, getting a roadmap, if we can call it a roadmap. But that's not all, everybody. We also got some little reveals for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. So, as you some may or may not know, there is a new edition of Middle-earth coming, and there is a new show coming out later on in the year called The War of the Rohirrim, and it's like an animated thing that's going to be, I believe, on Amazon. I believe. And here it is. Yay, the Middle-earth. And there was a little bit of rumours that Games Workshop have retained the rights to that. And this kind of confirms it. So we have Ulf and a new character, which comes from the up-and-coming movie, which kind of means that Games Workshop do, in fact, have the rights to this new character. And he looks pretty cool. So we get his mounted and his unmounted version, which is really, really quite nice. And then we also get like a little sort of usurping the king rule, and we get a nice little dynamic picture of him. So he's a really cool miniature. So if you are a fan of the Middle-earth game and the Middle-earth in general, you can look forward to new things coming, especially for the Rohirrim, because obviously they've clearly got the license for this new animated movie that's coming out. And yeah, look forward to seeing what Games Workshop do with that. But that is not all. We have one last thing to look at. That's right. We've been asking for it. We've been talking about it. And they're finally here. Chaos Dwarfs. Just not in the game system that we expected. We all kind of expected Chaos Dwarfs to turn up in the Blood Bowl at some stage. But there's been a lot of hints of it coming up into the Old World and Age of Sigmar. But Blood Bowl got it first. And they look pretty damn good. And now one of the things I'm going to take away from this is the aesthetics of the Chaos Dwarfs themselves are beautiful. And I really hope that this aesthetic carries through into the Age of Sigmar, because we know that they're coming to Age of Sigmar, and they really sort of have that design philosophy going into them. The Hobgoblins look really, really cool as well. This is a really quite nice, this is a really nice team. I actually really quite like that. Some of the models are absolutely stunning. But that isn't all. We've got like reinforcements of the Hobgoblin linemen as well, so you can get some additional ones. The actual dwarfs themselves, which look so cool. And then some more pictures of these guys, which they don't seem to have heads, but they do have heads. Are they drinking something? It's very weird. Very, very nice. And then we've got these guys, the Bull Centaurs. You can't have a Chaos Dwarf team without Bull Centaurs. So yeah, this is really, really nice to see, and it really sort of holds a lot of hope for the future when it comes to Chaos Dwarfs and the other systems, especially for likes of Age of Sigmar, and yeah, so I'm very impressed with that. But that is all, everybody. That is all. That is all. So that's the previews. Nova previews were pretty good. Is it good? Was it a good preview? It was on for about an hour, I believe. The Stormcast Eternals are stunning, absolutely stunning. I'm very looking forward to actually, painting up some of these new miniatures. I mean, I'm an Age of Sigmar fan, so Stormcast Eternal Army is it's a given that I'm going to collect one. I do have a new colour scheme for my passion project, which I am going to do a video on at some stage in the next few weeks. The roadmaps. Okay, let's talk about the roadmap. Those roadmaps are diabolical. Like, that, they are crap. They don't show any real information. They don't give us anything to get hyped about. Okay, we know what the 3 next codexes are, but they're not coming till next year. We don't know if they're coming out in spring next year. We don't know if they're coming out in winter next year, so as in like the start of the year. We have no idea at all. There's no timeline on there. And it's pretty sad that Games Workshop have reverted back to this sort of like, oh, we're going to dangle some information in front of you, but we're not really going to tell you. And it's kind of like, yeah, a bit boring. For content creators, it's good because we can obviously do a lot of speculative type of content, like, oh, let's hype up what we're thinking we're going to get. And out of those roadmaps, if you were a pretty savvy creator, you could probably make about 20 videos off each one of them, talking about individual things. Like I'm sure Valrak has already made a video about the Emperor's Children turning up because of the Chaos Treats sentence, the speculative rumours of the Kislev of Krieg, which we've kind of known has been coming for at least the last year and a half to 2 years. and a lot of other stuff like that. You know, you can really sort of go into it if you really, really want to. Me personally, I will report on what I see. I don't really want to sort of start doing rumor videos because that's not really my bag. Although I do get them, I don't really want to make that my thing on the channel. So what I'll do is when we finally see them officially shown by Games Workshop, I will look into them and do them. And if we have little previews, then I'll do the little fun prediction videos based on educated guesses of what I think's coming. Kind of like I did with Stormcast, because I already had a rough idea because I'd been told, rumor-wise, from the whispers of what was coming. So we'll stick to doing what I'm doing, all right? And if you like that approach, then you know what to do. You can hit that subscribe button. But either way, it's all good. The other roadmaps for likes of the old world is interesting. It's good to see that it was written before the pre-orders for the dwarfs and the chaos went up. Nice. It was also pretty cool to see the fact that we're going to get Empire and some of the hints at what's coming for them as well as the High Elves. Always nice to see that those two factions are going to be coming back. And yeah, pretty interesting to see what the Empire Men. The Empire Men is an army I've always been interested in. I kind of sort of like that sort of Renaissance, sort of War of the Roses type vibe in an army. The Reichland Knights and the state troops and all of that kind of stuff is something that I really kind of enjoy. And I do enjoy playing them on Warhammer 3 on their Total War, so pretty cool. So yeah, all in all, pretty impressed with that. Now, the Horus Heresy, that roadmap is just a big bag of was. This is what annoys me about it. They could have easily shown those weapon upgrades. Like they're going to be showing them soon, but they couldn't show them on a big preview. Like, why can you at least not show a picture of a Marine built with the new close combat weapon frame, which was meant to be previewed and already out by spring this year, and they're not. So, and there's been nothing really about that. And this is the thing about Games Workshop with their communication. Sometimes they're really, really good, and then sometimes when it comes to things like that, they just play silence. Like Cursed City was a prime example of that. And the close combat weapon frames for the Horus Heresy are another thing. They announced them, they showed them on the roadmap, and then after that they went radio silence. And then when they were talked about them, there was like a few snippets on the social media team of like, oh, well, you know, there's been a bit of a delay on them. Well, just tell us. Just make an article or specifically say that in one of the previews. You could have, when previewing some of the other Heresy stuff, they could have said, yes, the close combat weapon frames are coming, but we don't have an ETA on when we're going to be able to show them. It's not hard. Bit of transparency, a little bit of clear communication, and it stops the angry nerds from getting angry. You know, it's a no-brainer, and they need to sort of learn how to communicate better, because this corporate sort of, we're going to sneak it in and sort of like tease and blue ball you, that only works so far, and then eventually people are going to get annoyed. So yeah, they need to stop that. The roadmaps, these roadmaps have been absolutely bollocks, absolutely terrible. And to hype them up as soon as I seen them hyping the roadmaps up, I was like, oh, they're going to be shit. They're going to be shit, and they were, like, because they hype things up that they're proud of, and they're proud of that. The community team made those, and they're like, oh, these are amazing, and there's no information on them, none at all. They might as well have not bothered. There's at least 3 articles there, mainly 2, 40k and Horus Heresy. There's no real information. Well, the 40k one there is. There's a lot of teasers in the 40k one. If you want to break that down, you know, Death Corps of Krieg is pretty much all but confirmed. Emperor's Children is all but confirmed. Aldari is coming. Ooh, so wonder what we're getting for the Aldari. Rumors are already out. I'm sure if you go and watch Valrak, you'll get a full breakdown of everything that's coming. And anyone that sort of discredits Valrak at this stage in the game, like, seriously, like, he is getting like proper pipeline video information straight from direct source. So I would really sort of like discredit him, because I think I pretty much know who's giving them the information. But yeah, it's all good. But that is the video. Like I said, if you are enjoying what I'm doing, please like and comment and ring the bell and drop a comment of what you thought of the previews, especially those Stormcast Eternals. Ooh, they're so nice. And obviously, the biggest thing, hit that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more content coming. I'm pretty much just need to finish off the last couple of faction deep dives for Age of Sigmar. I know I've kind of been a little bit busy with work and it's kind of sort of stopped, but I will be getting those out over the weekend. And then once they're done, we're just going to be doing some painting videos. I've got a painting video ready to come out, and we're going to be doing some Blood and Plunder content for all of the people that followed me into Blood and Plunder. It's an absolutely amazing game. In fact, if you just look in the just up here in my cabinet, you might just see that sticking out on the top shelf. That is one of the ships. They are so good. I'm going to be doing a video on them when I've got one fully built. And yeah, so loads of stuff coming, and we're very much almost at my personal goal of 3,500 subscribers. And actually, I got a really cool thing on notification. This time last year, I hit 2,000 subscribers, and we're now here right now today at nearly 1,500 subscribers more than we were in 12 months ago, which is just amazing. So thank you everybody who has given me the support. So that's the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye for now.